had a special interest in one aspect of this since my field is astronomy. After one of the hypnosis sessions, Betty drew from memory a sketch of a star map that her guide, or the leader aboard the UFO, showed to her. Actually, it was not a two-dimensional map at all, but more like a three-dimensional hologram.
I don't know if there's an opening in the wall, or just like, but all of a sudden, here's the map. It didn't pull down or anything like that. And it was probably about 2 by 3 feet. And it was almost, it was so realistic, it was almost like looking at the sky. And even some of the objects even seemed to be slowly moving. He asked me if I knew where we were on the map, and I told him no. And he said, well, if I didn't know any basic information, then it would be impossible for him to show me where they were from. And with that, he put the star map, pushed something, and the map was gone.
The two largest stars appeared to be just objects in the foreground. Therefore, they showed up large. And these appeared to be the base stars. There were heavy lines running between these two stars, indicating heavy traffic, trade routes. In fact, the leader explained it that way. There were solid lines going out to several other stars where they apparently traveled, and then dotted lines or dashed lines going to others, which were remote outposts. One visit to these stars or less frequent visits. Years later, Marjorie Fish, an Ohio school teacher, decided to take the star map and to see if it matched reality, to see if there really was a 12-star pattern like this in the heavens.
Now, later, in the research of the star map, I was contacted by a school, at that time she was a school teacher by the name of Marjorie Fish in Ohio. And we wrote back and forth several times. And then she said she'd like to come here and talk to me in greater detail about the star map. And she spent several days with me, asked me numerous questions. And when she went home, she started building models. She took boxes, strings, and she started out and she put our solar system in the middle and started working out so many light years.
So over a period of 6 years, she built three-dimensional models of the sun's neighborhood of stars, moving ever outward.
And when she had finished, she had almost all the same stars in the same pattern that I had in the star map, except 2 were missing. And so she wasn't able to complete the research until our astronomers found these 2 stars in 1969.
She had expected in the beginning to come up with random, easily duplicate random patterns, that they would show up quite often, looking like Betty Hills, but that was not the case. She didn't find any until the 6th year. And she discovered it by lying on her back on the floor and looking up at an odd angle. The whole 12-star pattern flashed into view. All the stars have been identified, and making it even less likely that this is a random choice, all 12 stars that are hooked up by solid lines or dashed lines turn out to be life candidate stars. They have spectra that are very similar to our own sun. They are good candidates for planets, and the planets in turn would be good candidates for life. So what is the likelihood of finding 12 stars connected in this manner in this huge volume of space with 100 or more stars? And only these are the life candidate stars in this volume, and all of them have been connected as if visited by these intelligences.